Hello, friends, we're finishing up with the busiest offseason in NFL broadcasting ever. And why not go inside the broadcast to take a look at the changes?
And I can't believe how strong this
We
wind is.
want to
It is
welcome
bringing
our
up
viewers in the United States and around the world.
And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm
First, we go to Thursday Night Football, which has moved off of broadcast television to Amazon Prime, exclusively streaming. Al Michaels has left NBC, and he now joins Amazon's broadcast. Here's what he had to say about that.
I can't look at it like I'm reinventing some sort of a wheel here, or I'm going to do something differently. I'm going to try to, look, it's not a case of doing it differently. It's a case of, can we do it better? Can we tweak it and make it perfect? We're always looking to pitch the perfect game. So there's a big comfort level there, knowing I'm not, flying blind with a new producer and a totally new crew.
Kirk Herbstreit joins Al Michaels in the booth. Kirk will keep his duties at ESPN for college football as well.
I had to really start to think about, can I do this? Can I physically do Thursday night game preparation that it takes to get ready for a Thursday game, and then do all the other stuff I was already doing, which takes up most of my week? And then, I obviously decided yes, and kind of pride myself on my preparation. And then Al Michaels became part of it as well. And then it was like, to me, I don't care if I have to work 7 days a week, 15 hours a day to have a chance to work with Al Michaels. There's never been streaming done with the NFL and really any mainstream sports in America. And so it's a new endeavor for Amazon Prime. And to be at the beginning of it has me fired up.
Thursday Night Football also sees Fred Gaudelli, the famed producer of Sunday Night Football, move over to their truck. He'll remain at NBC, but his role has changed there. He is now the executive producer that oversees Sunday Night Football as a whole, and he's involved in the truck on the Thursday Night Football production. Here's what he had to say about the new challenge.
At some point, you're not going to be in the truck anymore. And I decided that this would be my last season in the truck, actually producing the game. And so I was negotiating a contract with NBC, to be the executive producer and oversee, all of it, which, so I was passing on the truck to somebody else. And then when this opportunity came along, I just thought that this was like a perfect way to, end the truck experience after, 33 years, new crew, new everything except for Al, and, try to, build something from scratch and, leave a real solid foundation for the the next person or the next people that come in.
To Sunday Night Football, the biggest change: Al Michaels leaving and Mike Tirico going in the chair. Tirico has been with the network for several years, and they've been looking for ways to get him in. Al Michaels is finally gone. Here's what Tirico had to say about the new opportunity to do Sunday Night Football.
For me, this has been so much fun. My 25 years at ESPN were great, but NBC has been a new home and a great second chapter. I love calling football games, and the decade to do a Monday night was great, but the chance to be back in the booth, and especially with the group that we're going to do Sunday Night Football with on and off the air, is just a treat for me.
Other changes at NBC: Michelle Tafoya has left to pursue other ventures. Melissa Stark is in her place as sideline reporter now. Drew Brees has left NBC as a whole. You may remember last year he got a bite of a playoff game and it didn't go that well, so he's completely out at NBC. Another change here, as Fred Gaudelli is stepping in at Amazon, he does continue to oversee the Sunday night production, but he's not in the truck. Rob Hyland takes over as the producer in the truck. He steps in with Drew Esikoff, the famed director, and they will do Sunday Night Football together. Perhaps the biggest change of them all: Joe Buck and Troy Aikman leaving Fox to go do Monday Night Football.
I don't know what happened. We woke up one day and we were at ESPN. I mean, my story's a lot different than Troy's. From where I sit, once he was gone and out of the door, it was kind of my objective to join him where he went. The first shoe that dropped was Troy switching over to ESPN, and then my mission was pretty clear, and fortunately Fox let me out.
Joe and I are very close personal friends. I think the viewers hear that when they hear us on television. You talk about, hey, this partnership, but a big part of that is chemistry. And the reason we have that chemistry is because we have a long-lasting, close personal friendship that you can't fake.
Joe Buck also talked about what they're going to do at ESPN.
And to ESPN's credit, and our specific producer, Phil Dean, he's like, hey, whatever you guys have been doing, keep doing it. And however you guys have done it, keep doing it that way, and we will adjust to you.
Lastly, to Fox, it caught everyone by surprise that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman left for ESPN. Here's Troy Aikman on why he thinks it didn't work out.
Well, I never had a conversation with Eric Shanks until he called to congratulate me on the ESPN contract. I asked him specifically for some comments that I had heard that had circulated, had gotten back to me, and he refused to answer those questions. And Joe had asked him the same questions as to how did we get here, and he refused to answer those questions as well. So that's why I say that, there may not ever be any clarity from my perspective as to what exactly happened.
Fox's new number one crew is Greg Olsen and Kevin Burkhardt. Greg Olsen only entering his second year as color commentator at Fox.
It was a crazy situation. It's all worked out, at least in the time being, the way we would have, preferred it to. Obviously, selfishly, we were hoping all along that Kevin and I would get a crack at it, especially with this year, being the Super Bowl year. But I'll tell you, the best call I got was when Kevin called me after he met with the Fox folks, and they came out and met with him and whatnot. Shortly after, it was announced that Joe was going to go with Troy, and that they told him that he was going to be the guy. And, the reason I share that is, yes, selfishly, I wanted, don't get me, who doesn't want to call the Super Bowl? But just knowing Kevin for as long as I have, and knowing how long Kevin's been in this industry and grinded in this industry and just made his career based off just how good he was and how good he treats people and just his approach. Like, if one of us was going to get it without the other, I was like, just please let it be him.
Rich Russo and Richie Zients are the director and producer of the Fox A Show. Here's what they had to say about the changes this offseason and how they're going to keep focused on the task at hand.
Russo and I and the crew, we are so damn excited about what we got because there's just an excitement. It's like being rookies, What we've done in the past, I don't think that means anything. We have to start from scratch, and we have to develop the chemistry with the new booth, and that's a very exciting prospect for me.
I mean, change is a good thing, and with Kevin and with Greg, it's really exciting. It's exciting. I have to kind of keep telling myself that Greg, this is only his second year out of the league. I mean, and what he has accomplished, last year and as a broadcaster, he's amazing. So, and Kevin Burkhardt is amazing. So there's a sense of excitement.
Lastly, I just wanted to give my own opinion of a couple of the changes. Fred Gaudelli not being in the Sunday Night Football truck is a huge change. I mean, Fred Gaudelli is probably the most famed sports producer there ever was. So that's going to be big. Viewers will notice some differences if they pay close attention because everyone's got a different style as to how they produce a game, but Rob Hyland will be great at that. For Fox, losing Joe Buck and Troy Aikman is huge. Fox created Joe Buck. Joe Buck has been with Fox since they got sports in the 90s, and Troy Aikman got with Fox right after he came off of the field. The chemistry that those two have is unmeasurable. You can't really compare it to anything, so that's going to be a huge loss for Fox, but a huge plus for ESPN, who has struggled in recent years to find any sort of a consistent booth. So ESPN, big winners there, and we'll see what happens with Fox. I want to thank you for watching this today. Let me know if you like this type of content. This is obviously different than what I've done on this channel before, and we'll see you next time inside the broadcast.